Right, we are back. Going to do another episode today down at the new spot. We've recently hit down here with Dad and noticed there's a lot more fingers and bars up here. So we're going to do our little bit of testing up here today. Obviously need to do some test pans, but we're going to set up the sluice because we've got a lot of water and see what's actually around here. I think we're up there a little bit further, to be honest, last time. Anyway, we'll see what's just here in these traps. So this is actually the spot we dug last week. Something in the bushes there. Still a lot of big rocks up here on the bench, and we were in this hole here. Now it's pretty much all filled in. It's probably still a bit deep, but could test a little bit more in here, or actually throw all these big rocks into the hole, and then that's our spot there. As it comes through this little channel here, down to where we were thinking of digging. Anyway, let's have a little look, see what we've got. A bit of an inside bend here, not a great deal of angle on it, but it would be this big tailings pile here that would be worth the look. Probably right at the back of it here, so someone's probably had a little scratch in there, and then obviously off the bar deep down in these spots. A lot of dirt there, so that's been there for a while. Pretty murky, it's not flowing anymore. See, here would be a nice spot, nice deep bars in here. You could set the sluice up there, use the water, and see what's going on in here. That might be the plan, eh? We'll see what's in here first. Start drinking all the water. Where do you want the rock to start? Behind you, over there. I'll tell you what, this is the only wooden handle of shovel I've ever had where the metal's given way before the wood. The old Cyclone. There you go. Unbreakable. Alright, doing some live action. You can see we've got a bar here, and it kind of runs along. Just drops straight in. So just a little bit of wiggling. You can get some rocks up off the bottom. Voila. Bit of yummy. So we've got 3 knocked up there. We ended up doing a good hole here and then jumping here because I needed the water a bit closer to run it. But it was pretty good in there as well. So let's run them, see what we've got. Alright, what are we working with? Oh, looks alright. Let it run. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, we'll run with that for a minute. Looks a little bit off, but we'll fix it up as we go. Ready? Alright, just knocked off our first 3 tubs. Now hopefully we see a bit of something that makes it worthwhile. Keep digging. Nothing straight off the bat, but some little bits. Definitely a micro bit there, but if it's not the big chunkies that we're after, we might need to chase some bigger rocks. Alright, just while we're having a break there, you can see that little spot in the bedrock there. It actually went quite deep and there's a bit of a quartz vein. The nipper pumped it out. And look, there's a bit of speckle in there. Not a great deal, but you know, that's what was just in that one little crack there. So we did the back side and the front side. So hopefully we did get a bit of gold in the mat. We just didn't see it. We might have a look at this crack here now. It's probably the more prominent one anyway. Look at that, nice big stick caught in there. I think this one's going to be pretty deep. Yeah, it's at home. Yeah. Yeah, it goes pretty deep, isn't it? Maybe just set this top layer out and we'll do a test and see what we're looking at. Now we didn't really get down deep there, so I'll be surprised if we do get anything in this.
Nothing there?
I don't know yet. Yeah, no, there's one bit there. And that's without even getting deep on it. You can see that. Maybe you can't see it. That's there. One little specker in there. But I reckon I'll scratch that with the mattock now, and we'll get a bit more out. Alright, so I've got a good couple of handfuls out of there. No, I'm going to go into the pan. Yeah, I want to pan just a bit of this. Just push it all along. Thought I had a leech on me. Alright, one more. Oh, there could be anything down in here. It's going pretty deep. That was just hidden down in there. And another one. Alright, got a majority of it down here. Alright, it's pretty dodgy, but we'll have a quick look. Let's see what was in that crack. If anything at all. No. Actually pretty bare, that one. That's surprising. I thought that would be better. Yeah, a couple tiny micro specks, but that's not what we're after. I don't know, maybe it was on the other side on this crack. Well, anyway, we didn't do much on the other side. It was a lot deeper down here. Maybe we do a couple of samples down in here. Chuck it to your sieve for a sec, Jeff. Yep. Not too much happening there. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go do some testies up here now. We'll see what we come up with. Maybe in over here somewhere. Yep, there. Big rock. Behind the rock. A little bit further behind the rock. Was that any better? One bit. There's one bit there. Nothing great, but not even really that good of a size. But there you go. Woo. All right. Going to head up here to the other spot actually. Have a look. Someone's had a crack there. Probably not a bad spot. That's where all the tailings are over there. Ooh, think something's living over there. The second time I heard it now. Nice muddy stuff. Alright, see what's in there. Alright, anything? Not much. Oh no, little. That's the last bit. I didn't tip him out, so that's just the last bit. Can't count him. Alright, the bar comes over here. I might do a test over here. Maybe even that's alright, that's a good sample. Might go pan this one over here. Still just that same bit, but not much there. Yeah, there's some really big rocks in here. I haven't really tested in here yet. Looks alright. Feels like the back of the bar straight away. Heaps of gravel. That all gravels. We'll go down here. Alright. Anything better? Yeah, not really. Just that still same, the one bit. Where's the gold? Maybe I'll try over there. Heaps of leaves. Mud. Pretty sandy. I don't know. Nothing over there, spewing. Oh well, guess we come back down here a little bit. Actually, yeah, maybe. No good. We're coming back down. Alright, we didn't do any well up there, so we're going to come back in here and you can see how this kind of bark sneaks up in behind this plant here. Going to kind of work that section and see if it gets any better for us. Hopefully it does. Alright, we got 3 more loaded. Didn't get too much on the test pans like we were saying, but we just jumped this bar again, kept going in off there, and you know, there is some small stuff, so I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. We're just going to run it down the mat again. It should just keep catching as long as we keep the water up. So let's do this and we can get out of here. It's been a pretty hot day. We're tonguing for a drink, so let's get done. Now again, not too much showing on the mat. The sun's gone and it's all very fine stuff here, so we'll have to wait till we get home and we'll pan him out and see if it's worth coming back here. You can see just how deep the bar was trying to get off in there. And, still got that crack at the top there, that's probably got some gold in it. That little hole had some good bits, but it'd be down in here off the back of it where it'd get really good. Anyway, I'm pretty buggered, so that'll do us. Alright, now we're just doing the clean up. So you can take that extra layer off it. You've seen some small stuff, I reckon that's what we'll be getting.
That's about all I think we'll get out today.
Yeah, anyway, we'll run this through and pan it out. So we fix the sluice up. There's some nice little bits in there, you can see them collecting. We'll get a little bit of footage now and come back later. Right, quick look at the top mat. Of course, all the usual suspects up there. There's some nice flat bits in there, but no pickers, unfortunately. So I don't know, it's an alright spot. Maybe we'll just off it by a bit. Alright, I pulled the camera off the tripod there and out by the bird bath today. Very nice. Going to just finish panning this out. Try and do it the best I can one-handed, and then I'll clean it up for you. Didn't see too much of this in the mats. Alright, well let's clean it up. Probably won't weigh it because we're back out again for the next few days. This is just giveaway gold, so straight from us to our followers. It's looking alright actually. It's surprising, didn't see too much of it in the mats. You know, I'll get some pics and let's clean this up. Alright, that's it cleaned up. GoPro's not going to get a good pic, so let's get some nice phone photos for you.